Hello and welcome to our New Mexico history course. I am your instructor, Brandon Morgan. You've probably already seen me on some videos, or maybe you haven't, if this is your first one. This one is intended to give you an introduction to how the course is set up. Let me apologize in advance. I'm recording this one at Starbucks, so the background noise will be a bit louder than I like it to be. But what I want to do here is just walk you through a few of the features that you'll find in the course and explain how I've set up the navigation for the class. You're probably already using this Start Here button if you found this video, so that's very good. Of course, this is the course landing page with our banner and a embedded Twitter feed. All of the tweets that you'll post for class using the course hashtag will appear here. And I do want to point out, as I've done elsewhere in the Twitter assignment instructions, that it's always best to post your tweets and respond to one another and to me at twitter.com or using the Twitter app on your mobile device rather than using these embedded widgets. They're just here so that you can see and remember that we're working on Twitter as a class, but they're not super functional for trying to actually add to the conversation. So just to point that out. Also, please check announcements every time you log in. I do use the announcements quite frequently to send messages to the entire class. And then, of course, that's where you can check your grades. I don't want to go through every one of these tabs. Please check through all of them to see what you will find there. Of course, you need to go and get the syllabus. It is available in the Start Here module. The Start Here module mostly contains reference types of information. The syllabus is there, and it's also here. So please read through that thoroughly. There are links to all of the assignment instructions within the syllabus. I've also included the discussion board requirements and the journal instructions here. You can find links to the reading tweets assignment down here in course content using that tab, the timeline assignment there as well. And as you go to enter each of your journals, there is a link to the instructions there once again. So I've placed the instructions in as many places as I can so that you'll have easy access to them. Also, please realize and remember that all of the links within the syllabus itself are live. So you can just click on them and go straight to more instructions or more information about whatever it is that you're reading about within the syllabus. Please read through the instructor information. That's where the late work policy is and a bunch of other things that are helpful just for getting started. You probably won't need to revisit that one very much, but that's where that info is. The course schedule is also located within the syllabus, but here it is for a quick reference. And then if you like, you can use the Blackboard calendar. Most often, you need to use the learning modules. All of these other tabs that I'm going through here in the course content section contain direct and specific information about each of the assignment types. But as long as you click on the learning modules and walk through each one, you'll notice that each one has the dates, when it begins and when it ends. So you'll want to make sure to keep tabs on those to make sure you're completing all of the work as it is due. This is just kind of a disclaimer, not a disclaimer, but information about how and when I work with my schedule. I leave all of the units open through Sunday night at midnight, 11:59 in Blackboard speak, to help you so that you have that time. I tend to not work on the weekends though. So just to let you know that. Then as you scroll down, you'll see each unit from Unit 2 through Unit 6. They last 2 weeks each. There is this kind of exception here in between Unit 4 and Unit 5. There's kind of a free week to catch up on work and complete your discussion assignments. And then scrolling down, you'll have that again at the end of the term. It's a little bit longer than a full week. It's not quite 2. After Thanksgiving to work on discussions and the final project. So that's kind of just the general basics of how the course is laid out. Unit 1 only lasts for 1 week and everything is due on Sunday. With Unit 2, however, this will start the regular pattern for the course. So that's why I wanted to bring this one up here in the course navigation video. Each of the units has this intro and objectives. So this will provide an introduction to the topics that we'll be covering. And as you scroll down here, this is the list of what you need to complete and by when. So like I said, each unit begins on a Monday and it lasts for 2 full weeks. So that means what I'm saying here, you start on the Monday, and then by the first Sunday that comes, you need to have completed this week. Then during the second week, by Wednesday, you need to do your ID step for the timeline, and then by Sunday, post the connection and your journal entries. That general pattern will follow throughout all of the units 2 through 6. There are reminders about the discussions that you need to be kind of working on in the background. There will be a reminder at the end of each unit in the learning modules about your final project work. And then as you scroll down, there are these video intros. You can see that they're all old. I had some hair. You can probably see why I started shaving my head. I hope to update those little by little, so hopefully those will be updated as we go through this semester. Scrolling back up, you can either use these arrow buttons here to navigate through the learning module if you just want to go through it step by step, or you can use the table of contents if you know you want to jump ahead to the film clips, for example. I'm just going to go through each of these briefly. Here are the readings for Unit 2. And again, in each unit, the readings will be the second thing you come to. For Units 2 and 3, you will have these live links to the PDF versions of the reading from the e-text. That one's called Morgan. It's the author's last name. Once you get to Unit 4, however, those will not be there anymore. Remember that the reason they are there is to help those of us that need to use financial aid so that we can get to the disbursement date and then purchase the e-text. You do need to purchase the e-text. It is the only required purchase for the course. All other readings are just here as hyperlinks. The questions are not things you have to respond to for a grade, but they're just to get you thinking as you then turn to work on your reading tweets and other assignments. The film clips, these are included in each unit, and there are always more than you could possibly watch. So they're just there as supplements. Watch the ones that appeal to you, that will help you to better understand the reading. That's what they're there for. If you don't watch them all, though, don't sweat it. Sometimes I'll have like an FYI, just added information about an issue or a topic that we're going over during that unit. This one has to do with the current Indigenous Peoples Idle No More movement. We'll get to it. There will always be a reminder to complete the reading tweets. So this takes you to the reading tweets assignment instructions. This should have changed to a live Twitter feed, so I'll have to look at that and troubleshoot it after I finish this video. This one will explain the timeline submissions, and actually what it does is it just takes you to the place where you submit those. Please read through all of the information in the timeline tab. That's where all of the instructions are. And actually when you click on this to open the timeline submissions, it'll take you to the submissions that are located here. And when I say that, that's just the place where you attach your timeline work. Remember that you need to attach your posts here in Blackboard, and you also need to contribute them to the timeline on Tiki-Taki. And as always, ask questions whenever you have them. The journal is fairly straightforward. It does the same thing. It'll pop you over here to the Journals tab where you submit each of your journals. And then as I alluded to a minute ago, at the end of each learning module, you'll have this sort of checklist that will help you make sure that you completed everything you needed to do for the given unit, and it will remind you of upcoming work that is not included in the learning modules. So for example, the discussion board assignments and each step for the final project. So again, hopefully that is helpful. It was meant to just help you walk through how to best navigate the course. As long as you have kept tabs on the syllabus and on each of the learning modules, nothing should get by you. You should be able to understand exactly what's coming. Please do ask questions whenever you have them. I'm very happy to help in any way that I possibly can. And I also noted, especially because we're using things like Twitter and Tiki-Taki and Storify, I know that many of us don't have experience with those. And so I am more than happy to help out with any questions that you have about those as we go.